What's up, everybody?
How's it going, people?
Yeah, thanks for tuning in to the That's My F.I.R.L podcast. I'm Cheyenne with my friend
Dirty Dan.
Hey, I think we're kind of getting better at that.
Yeah.
I forget it every time, though.
Oh yeah, no, it'll become like second nature soon.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and, you know, we're getting it down. But
Yeah.
today is it's rave day, baby.
It's rave day.
It's rave day, rave day, rave day. Yeah, no, okay. Now this episode we're talking about raving. I mean, as the first two episodes, I feel like we can talk about it. We're comfortable, but like, I think this is like our bread and butter right here.
Oh yeah, we're knee deep in it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, and so I mean, I was looking back at the first couple episodes, and I understand that we know what we're talking about, but our audience doesn't. So this time we're going to be a little bit more explicit with our explanation of the characters that we're talking about, the stories that we're talking about, because
A little more detail.
Yeah,
you know?
so that way, when we're laughing, you're not like, what are they laughing about? Like, I don't get the
What are they
joke.
going on about now?
Yeah, so this episode we're talking about raving, and I guess the first question, let's start off right at the bat, is what does raving mean to you? And I feel like it's such a big umbrella because I feel that raving is everybody who does rave, they get it.
Yeah.
The people
definitely.
looking in that don't get it, they're like super quick to judge because they don't understand like the energy and the dynamic of being there.
They think we're a bunch of like lazy drug addicts, and that couldn't be farther from the truth.
I mean, lazy. We walk like 10,000 steps a day.
Right. And do you know how much it costs to go to these festivals and these shows? And like we work hard to get there.
Yeah, I mean, but they know what they're doing. It's payment plans.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They know what they're doing. I
Yeah.
got like 5 at the same time. It's
called
pretty funny.
balling on a budget.
Yeah, for
No,
real.
but, like,
So
for a lot of people, like raving for me too, raving it's like an escape, like when your real life is so involved and you are like, I deal in a profession where I have to care for people a lot, which is like, it can get you to your limits at points, I love caring for people. That's why I do it. But like, it can definitely, like, you see some days where you're pushed a little thin. And so raving for me, is kind of like an escape. I can go somewhere, worry about myself and my friends, of course, because I'm rave dad, but worry about myself for the most part, just escape life for a second and just like focus on the music and like dance and just have a good time.
Right.
Let loose,
Yeah.
This is an escape for us.
Right. Yeah. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had no idea. Like Amberlynn, I met her when she was 21. She just turned 21. So, I met her. I just moved to Vegas. She was my coworker at my job.
Yeah.
And then, she just turned 21. So I was like, you're 21. Do you do fun things? And she's like, oh, yeah, well, I rave. So, like, I feel like I'm 21 already. I'm like,
yeah,
what's raving? Right. And then for me, I mean, I'm older. So, like, I knew raving. I was like, isn't it like in the dark, scary warehouses? Because that's what I used to do.
Girl,
Yeah. So, right. So then I was like, oh, it's still keeping on, which is cool. Like I took a 10-year hiatus because I was, being an adult or whatever. And, all in those things anyways. So
the world needed you.
Yeah. So then she would tell me, okay, I'm going to this festival. And she invited me over the course of like 3 years, because I met her 2019 and then I started my first rave 2022. Okay, yeah, so 3 years. I'm going to Lost Lands. I'm going to Beyond. I'm going to EDC. I'm going this, and that. And I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. What are these things? I'm getting Snapchats. I'm getting videos. I'm getting things. And I'm like, well, it must be nice.
FOMO for sure.
So FOMO. But I guess I didn't know because I was just like, well, she's just like, look at her in a crazy life. Like, I didn't understand. Yeah, like, okay, yeah, whatever. Every time the snap came out, I'd be like, skipping it and shit. Okay, anywho, that doesn't count, right? That's the one that we said we didn't count.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so anywho, fast forward to now. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and then once I got there, I was like, "Whoa, dude!" And mind you, I know that we recapped this in the first episode, but my first raving experience was a camping festival called Nocturnal Wonderland in
Beautiful.
California.
Beautiful.
I mean, California just can't beat the weather, dude. So that was my first camping experience and festival experience. So it was all tied into one. And when I got there, I was like, oh, what is this place? You know, I'm like, oh my
You
God.
stepped into another dimension.
I had no idea. I felt like, you know, like in the little, like, those like snow globes, you know, I felt like I just had got inserted into a snow globe of
Yeah.
like fun and confetti and like just,
Just shaking right
yeah,
on.
just, like that. Okay, anywho, so that's what I thought. And so then that weekend was such a magical experience for me. And raving to me over the last 2.5 years, I guess that was the question, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like in the last 2.5 years, it's more than just raving. You know,
Definitely.
like it's about community. It's about what Plura stands for: peace, love, unity, and respect. It's about like being able to express who you are without any judgment, and it's about being with your friends and really enjoying each other because all of the all of the external stimuli is gone.
Yeah.
You know, you go into this place that's like, you know, it's kind of like harm control, you know? So like they allow this to happen so that you're not out there doing more crazy things, you know, like
Exactly.
you're
You're not
here
out
to
there
have fun.
destroying
Yeah,
yourself.
it's like a
Yeah.
carnival, it's fun, you can do whatever you want, like, and like a playground, and you know, there's restrictions and things and people abide by, but for the most part it's to be able to express yourself, to have fun, to let loose. And I know that you said it's like an escape, but to me I feel like I'm going home. Like
Yeah.
I'm not leaving my home, I'm going home, you know.
I get that, you know, and first, in a sense, it's similar to that for me,
Right,
you
right,
know, like
yeah.
you're kind of going to your place where you can fully be yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
And so you can, like I said, the external stimuli is gone. So you are literally there with the people that you're with. And I really, truly believe that your festival experience really heavily relies on the people that you're with.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
100%.
It changes it so fast, you know, because and we'll get into our stories in a moment. But yeah, I feel like it's more spiritual to me too.
Yeah.
Because every time I go to a festi, somehow the festi gods know when the festi needs to happen. You know, like the 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the festi, I'm like, dude, this festi cannot come any sooner. And I swear to God, I need this. And then I go to the festi and I like get to like shed a layer of myself out.
Ah, that's
Like
what I'm
all
saying,
the
that
sweat, all the
escapism, you know?
tears, yeah, all the dance moves, all the things, like all the energy is like being danced away. And then I feel like I shed a layer of myself, and then I'm able to like go back into my life and be like, here I am. I'm just
Yeah.
so refreshed now.
You can bring like a more fully just like,
More
rested
realigned,
and like, you
yeah.
know, just aware version of yourself, you know?
Sure, because yeah, you get to like unlock different aspects of even just the plane that we're on.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm going to the fourth and fifth dimension. I don't know about you, you know.
Taking off to another dimension.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take my little jetpack and phew, like, and get out of here. Yeah. So, with that being said, with raving, I didn't understand when Amberlynn told me like, okay, all you need is this, and when I got there, I'm like, oh, honey, baby, that's not what you mean. That's all I need? No, dude, I need a lot more. And then like, I had no idea, dude. I didn't even have a fanny pack.
Oh,
Like,
and those are essential.
seriously, so that she let me borrow one, and then you know I kind of had like the 411 breakdown. Okay, like you need this, you need that, and and I'm like, where do you fit all this in like the magical fanny pack that just keeps? It's like the rabbit hat. You're just like,
It's like a clown car.
Yeah.
It's a clown car that just fits around your waist. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I got this, I got this, I got
Right,
this.
you want
I got
that?
this.
Yeah. So speaking of rave essentials and fanny pack, like, yo, can you see it? Oh.
Yours is cute.
So
Look at
stinking
that.
cute.
Look at that.
Yeah, like, oh my God, hey. So I haven't opened my fanny since my last festi.
Yeah, I tend to do that a lot. I think just because I have multiple too. So like I like to like coordinate with whatever I'm wearing. So like sometimes one can sit there and just go unopened forever, and then you finally open it and you're like, oh, that's where that went.
Yeah, like I've been looking for that for like 3 months. So yeah, so my last festival was proper
Okay.
San Diego.
Gotcha.
New Year's Eve. So that was in San Diego, Petco Park. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So dang, I'm due for a festi, dude. It's been a
Girl,
whole
you.
season.
My last festi was Das Energy.
Oh my God, when was
Dust
that?
Energy. That was in
August, October, November?
August. It was in August.
August?
Yeah.
Wait, that was. Oh yeah. Well, is that was right after Hard Summer?
I think it was right before Hard Summer. I think it's like the week before Hard Summer.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, we're both due for a
Yeah,
festie.
because
Speaking of,
you guys did Hard.
Yes.
So it was, I went to DOS 1st, and then when I came back, you guys were on your way to Hard.
oh
Yeah.
right.
But DOS that was my first like Utah festival. So that was like a very nice experience. It was a very cute little grounds, although the
Cute.
sand was a little much.
Yeah.
But no, it was super cute. I loved the energy of all the people there. It was a great time.
Dude, this is like the sound.
Yeah. It's so just
It's like, okay,
satisfying.
what's in there? Okay. So let's take a look at what's in our. Maybe not open that too much. Let me just like brief it real quick to see what's in my fanny doll. Like, I don't know if you can see all the like how full it is, but like it's full.
It's full.
Yeah. So
because I mean, there's a lot of like rave essentials that people need. Like you just
right
like, look at
here.
this thing
Let me
Look
take.
at this.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I rely on you for. That's right. The wipes.
Yeah. So you definitely need to have your wipes, bandanas. They come in handy.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
You'll never know when you need that. Like if somebody's like overheating, or if somebody just needs like a breath of like cool air or something, just
Yeah,
wet that thing,
for
rub it on their
sure.
face.
Okay, let's see. I have chapstick, of course, needed for that. I got a boom boom stick.
Those are essential.
They are, but sometimes I am such a. I feel like I'm such a brat now because at first when somebody gave me one, I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." I hit it and I was like, "Why does that hurt?" And now I have ones that are like smoother.
Yeah.
That have like a little like a softer approach.
Because they are a little strong.
Dude.
They're a little strong.
At the wrong moment, oh, they are not your friend. Somebody like, I don't know, somebody blew it my way and it got in my eye and I was like,
Sometimes I don't understand why people do the little eye trick thing.
I don't know.
Because
What do you
so a lot of people they don't really do it with the boom booms much. It's more of like the Vicks sticks. But they will like take the end of it and like blow it in someone's eye. Because like if you do it very subtly, it's like a cooling rush on your eye, you know? But then like I've seen it done very, very wrong.
Aggressively?
And, I've seen like
Ouch.
somebody be like, "Oh my God, like I can't see it."
Oh no.
Yeah, so you have to just don't do that.
Dang,
Because
okay.
it can be very bad, very bad.
Well, shoot. So I have a roller in here, essential oil roller. That's needed because sometimes, it's hot out there and your skin like just.
You
Yeah,
need a
thank God
little
for patches.
freshener.
I got a binky, so when I'm out there, like I'm dancing. I'm not gonna bite my tongue off because I'm just like jumping around and headbanging and things.
I've done
Like
that way
yeah,
too
and
many times.
dude, you can definitely find me. Look, hey,
It's a great signifier.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So that, and then I have some wipes for the bathroom. Oh, I got. Oh, snap! I got
What
a
is that?
little slap bracelet too. Like,
Oh my God, I haven't seen those in forever.
yeah, I give them out.
Oh.
Yeah, I give these out, y'all. So come over here so I can slap you.
You deserve a little bit.
Literally.
I have some socks. You can always use an extra pair of socks
Oh,
because
for real.
people don't realize how like relieving it is when you
Yeah.
like take a pair of socks off after a few hours of like dancing and running
Right.
around from stage to stage.
Yeah.
When you put it's like brand new feet.
Right, exactly.
Putting on a fresh pair of socks after a little while, brand new
Yep.
feet.
All right, so I got some eye drops in here, and hold on one sec. Hey, I got a Sprout. Look.
So I got one of those.
Yeah.
And I put it in my car, and I don't know what happened. The next time I went to go look inside my car, it was like broken off. I just
Dang.
have the little like clampy thing just
Dude.
stuck to my visor.
Well, I have a mirror, my vape, and then I have
Always
like
need the extra backup
dude,
vape. That
Advil,
is, like,
Band-Aids,
essential.
hand sanitizer, dude, a spoolie for my lash girls. Girls, when it's you're looking hella rough, dude. I'll be like, what? One lash is going that way, one lash is going that way. So yeah, that's definitely needed. So here, there's so much more that we could talk about.
Yeah. Oh, earplugs. Earplugs are a
right.
big
Oh yeah,
one.
mine aren't in here
Look,
because I have them on me.
Let me see if I can grab the other one. Oh my God. It's whatever. It's not working. But Earplugs,
Yeah,
essential.
because we want to
Definitely take
hear,
those
we want to
everywhere.
be able to hear when we're older, and I know that some of us like to be right at the speaker and just feeling like the bass in your body, and you're just vibrating because it's so much, you
Lost
know.
lands.
But we do want to keep our hearing intact, so like let's protect our ears,
Definitely.
safety first,
I
right?
don't do that enough.
Yeah, practice safe flex. And so, also another rape essential, which, you know what? I forgot, because this is the number one thing that everybody forgets. I feel like I forgot my fan, of course. I'm sure that there's going to be a kiosk of somebody with a little cart that's like, hey, fan, or at
Yeah.
camp or whatever. Like, that is, I think that is the number one thing. I bet you ground control, whenever they do the sweeping, I guarantee you there's probably like dozens
Oh yeah.
of fans just
girl,
everywhere.
Being
Ground
from
score,
somebody
everything.
that's done ground control a couple times.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
You find so many fans.
So many fans.
Everywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, no surprise that I forgot mine. Sad. I'm gonna be sweating out there. The person that's gonna go through the crowd is gonna be like, "Here you go." Like, thanks. You
Yeah,
know?
dude. Thank God for fan people that like actually use them on the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, because some people will just like keep it to themselves.
Right. I mean, at least if you have like a designated tall friend, like they're above everybody else, which is so sweet. Little sweethearts out there. Okay, so like from our fanny, that's there. I'm pretty sure there are things that one or two things that we had missed, huh?
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably like gum. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
just be
yeah,
careful.
yeah.
Like if you bring gum in, you want to make sure it's like a fresh pack, because if it's an open pack, they will more than likely throw it. Oh.
Yeah, everything needs to be sealed.
Yeah.
And chapstick needs to be sealed too.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. So moving forward, we are going to talk about just a little bit about Danny and I's backstory, about our friendship and like where we came to be in our rave journey together. Like I keep mentioning, it was Nocturnal 2022, and
My birthday weekend.
yeah, hey yo, wait, that was Kobe year, right?
Yeah.
Kobe. Okay, so when we had met each other, it was already at like a very funny time, because we already set up camp, and like I put somebody was like, oh hey, there's 3 more people coming. Okay, cool. Like I just put an area aside, and I wasn't completely like, I was cognizant, you know. So when we went to go pick you up, we had to have our little wagons. So we had to have our
We
little
just
wagons.
got dropped off at the entrance.
Yeah, and then Brady and Papi were arguing. You know, Brady and
As
Papi
they
were
do.
arguing as they do all the time.
And I was antagonizing from the moment we got there.
Of course,
as
you
I
always
do.
are. Okay, so Brady and Papi, they're besties for the resties, but they bicker back and forth a lot. Now, I mean, obviously, Papi's Papi. I love him so much. Shout
we
out to
do.
Papi. I love you.
He is the glue.
Oh, the
for
absolute most. I
everything.
will like squeeze him so much, like pop his head off. You know, God, I want to kiss him on his freaking face.
Okay.
So anyway, so
I love
then
how that went from assault to like, oh my God, I love you.
I know. Anywho, so Papi and Brady are arguing, and then I'm just standing there, and I don't know anybody. So then I was just like, "Hi, what's up, everybody? I'm Cheyenne. Like, hey, let's go to camp. This is my first time. Like, this is great, you know." And I think it's so it's overwhelming when you're like, "Hey, it's my first festival," and everyone like bombards you. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like everybody wants you to like know everything. Everybody wants you to be comfortable. Everybody's like, "Are you okay?" They're always checking on me. And like Amber Lynn, so when she told I don't know if she told you, but she told everybody at camp, like, yo, this is Cheyenne's first festival. Nothing gets to her if it doesn't get to me first.
Oh yeah.
Like, everything has to be
I don't
ran
think
by
she
me.
told me
Okay.
specifically, but I think I heard that from Amber.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, nothing gets to her if it doesn't get to me first, which is even just conversations. It's gum, it's water, it's anything. So, like, yeah. So then I was just kind of like, what do you mean I don't need no babysitter? I'm
Right.
fine. But then after a while, I was like, okay, well,
Okay, maybe I do need some guidance.
Yeah.
Maybe I do need somebody watching me.
Okay, so then I was like, well, I thought you said I could do whatever I want. And they're like, no, dude, you can't. You can't leave off. You're with the group. You need to stay in the group. And I'm like, I'm going to go. We'll talk about that later. So with that, at camp, it was just like kind of like a lot. Like at camping festivals, you have to figure out a way in your brain to like yo, you fall asleep to house music, you wake up to house music. It's like a little lullaby that you go to bed. I mean, the thing is for me is I love house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
House all day.
the way.
Boots and cats. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. Yeah, like we love house. So it was just cool because
Shout
I was
out
like,
to my baby Jaws. Yeah.
If you're listening, here we are. And then, so being at camp, it's just a cool experience. And with that is like, I remember I walked around camp and I was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah. So where are the bathrooms? And all of you looked at me and was like, oh, no. I said, oh, yeah, where are the bathrooms? And you guys,
Well,
oh,
I
right.
didn't know what I was getting myself into with that at first.
Okay, well, I mean, I didn't know either. So then I was just, they're like, right there. And they pointed, and I was like this. What do you mean right there? And then it go, yeah, right there.
Yeah, you know that little single thing with the door? You open and close it? Yeah. There's no fleshy.
Okay, so I had a meltdown. I remember I had a meltdown in front of everyone, and everybody was like half laughing and half like she's pathetic and half like, oh, look at her, she's cute, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, poor thing. And so I cried, and you know, to this day, dude, 2.5 years later, day one, I almost I'm not saying almost, I cry every day one because of the bathrooms. If it's not VIP or whatever, I literally get VIP for the bathrooms now.
Yeah.
Like
see, like my body's like so different. Like I think my body knows where I'm at and it knows that I'm not comfortable most of the times using the bathroom in those situations.
Yeah.
So sometimes my body literally will just not let me go.
Oh, I
like
see.
I won't have the urge. Like my first EDC, this was in 2018. My first EDC, I literally used the bathroom like one time all weekend.
Oh my goodness.
One time.
Yeah,
That was not healthy. Not healthy in the slightest, but I didn't choose it. Like it chose me.
Yeah, so
like, I would
even like in camp. So our nocturnal experience, because it was so new, there were so many key moments that we've had. Like when we went back to camp and Amberlynn had a tummy ache. And then we went back to camp and we were laughing for hours. It felt like we were laughing for like 2 hours straight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then
it was infectious.
Well, dude, so the next door neighbor was like, hey, it's your first camping festival? Oh yeah. They were very kind to my liking, or is that the term?
Girl, I don't know.
Take to my liking, or I don't know, something like that. But they were definitely like, oh, it's your first festival here. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Oh my god,
you know?
I was like, oh my god, I'm flattered. Give that to me, thanks. You know, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So then, when it was all said and done, we were laughing. We get back to the festy, which I think it was cool because like you can just go and leave and like come back home and take a break, take a nap, whatever, go back to the festy. And then when that day we went up to what is it, Labyrinth? Stop it!
Listen, I will politely put one in there for that. Labyrinth.
Labyrinth. Yeah, isn't that how you pronounce that?
Byron.
Yeah. Isn't it Labyrinth?
No, it's Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
But thank you for coming.
You know, whatever. Okay. I just, ESL is a real thing, okay? Like you just stress the syllable different. And so Labyrinth. Okay. Anyways, it's the stage that's on top of the hill. So then Amberlynn, I was listening to house music all weekend and she's like, oh yeah, we're going to listen to bass now. I'm like, what's that? Why you say it like that? So then she drug me up the hill. Yeah. Like she drugged me, dude. I was like,
drug you to the promised land.
Dude, drug me to the promised land.
Where we all needed to be.
I had no idea. And then I was like, oh my God, there's the smile on your face, on Tony's face, on Amberlynn's face. And I was like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but they dig this. So I'm going to be good. Cool.
Oh,
so we get up there.
My face was just all bass.
Dude, I was like, wait, what? Yeah, the bass face, y'all. Like, you just like the stank face, unanimous. So
yeah, because that was, but no,
it was Say My Name,
and then
Sullivan King.
Was it back to back Kaiwachi?
No, I think it was. oh, dude, I think it was Say My Name, Sullivan King, and then Liquid Stranger.
Yeah, but didn't Sullivan do a back-to-back with somebody?
I don't know.
I thought it was a back-to-back.
This was so many years ago. I don't even remember. All I remember is Amber Lynn grabbed my hand and she was like, oh, you headbang. I was like, how do you dance to this music? She goes, you headbang. I said, what do you mean? She goes, like this. Grab me, dude, and just literally, I'm going to hit my freaking face on the mic. But she went, boom, boom. I'm like, and I said,
you watched me come alive for Liquid Stranger.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, man, I'm sick. Like, I had to sit on the floor, and I was like... And then I was just sitting there like
it's so crazy. Like for me, I'm sure dozens of other people have had this experience, but like when it comes to like dubstep, like gut wrenching good, like dubstep, like you feel that in the pit of your stomach with every bass drop, every.
I feel that in my butthole.
Everything. Clenching the whole time.
I'm like, oh my god, the nerve ending's there.
Here comes the drop.
Right. I'm like, what the. Dude, I'm like, oh my god, that is so.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel. Let's
we need
be
to
honest
put that
here.
on a shirt. I can feel it in my butthole.
Hey, okay, let's print those shirts out. So then, we're like running on. Ooh, okay, we're getting a little carried away here. Let's fast forward. So. The afters, yo, take me to the afters.
Oh yeah,
take me to the afters. I have a fan that says "Take me to the afters."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. So I got it because you know, like it's been 2.5 years, and I've definitely my growth has been exponential, dude.
Oh yeah, you're not a baby anymore.
Exponential, like it's insane. So like the afters are you got to go to the afters.
Mm-hmm.
It's without a doubt. What? Are you even
because
doing
I feel like at the end of the show, everybody's always like, "Oh my god, I can still hear the bass line. I can still hear the beat in my ear." Okay, then go to it.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're doing. Oh, dude, silent discos are so fun.
They're so fun.
Dude, that's the most fun. Okay, so all right, so day one afters when we get to the silent disco. We go there and I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, so listen, I have never vaped before raving. Like I never vaped. I was just kind of like, there was no appeal to me. I just didn't understand it. I guess I just was like, oh, square, you know? So when we get to the silent disco and you're like, oh, do you want to hit my vape? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Well, what do I do? And you're like, oh, you just hit it. Okay.
Press the button and you're good.
Yeah, and I was like, all right. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to like hit the vape and just kind of let me know when I stop hitting the vape. Mm-hmm. And at that point, you're sitting there like this, and I'm literally crisscross applesauce looking up at you, and you're talking to someone, dude. Yeah. You're talking to someone, and then they're like, Danny, I think you need to stop her. And then all of a sudden, I pull back, and I'm like,
not my proudest moment.
Bro, I put my hands in my face like, I need to go back to camp. I'm done. Like, take me back to camp. And then Tony was there.
Be very easily distracted in certain situations.
Dude, Tony was like, I'll take her back to camp. And everybody's like, wait a second. We're going to have Tony take her back to camp?
Yeah,
is she okay to go back with him?
We can hardly trust Tony to be alone by himself most times. Oftentimes, Tony finds himself in some questionable predicaments. We'll just say that.
We'll say that, yeah. And so then we got back, though. We got back pretty safely, and then we were just there, like, you know, shooting shit and, like, hanging out. And so then on day 2, I remember we come back, speaking of, like, feeling the vibe and the energy, like, coming down from Labyrinth.
Yeah.
I said that correctly now. So coming down from Labyrinth, there's
spec on it.
Yeah, I guess the Byron sounds cool too. So all right, now we're crossing Sunken Garden into Wolf's Den, and we're going to Rez, right? Mm-hmm. And so then, speaking of feeling it in your butt, I'm like, oh, my butt is tickling right now. What is this? Yeah, I'm serious. So then I
taste the nugget.
Shout out to white chicks.
Right.
So, we're walking by and you're like, okay, we have to meet our friend. And then you guys are literally dragging me. I'm like, wait a second. What did I say?
Oh, you were just like, who were we passing by? Was it Sid or was it,
it was Sid. So okay, Amber Lynn told me it was Sid.
Yeah, we were walking by and you were so captivated and you were just like, why aren't we going over there? I was like, oh my God, what is she?
You guys were like, girl, we are a group and we are going to go to this and then we'll come back to this. And I said, but what if they're not, well, they're playing at the same time. What do you mean?
Right.
They're like,
because it was supposed to be just like a quick drop-off situation.
okay, but we
you
ended
guys
up
were just dropping me off.
No, dude, we didn't drop off. We stayed there. And then when we went back, I was like, this my shit. I'm ready to go back. And I was just like, yeah. I'm happy now, you know? So I'm dropped it. So
Yeah.
after.
We're definitely at our happiest when there's house music present.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, our experience, like we ended off on a very particular ending, which we'll probably have to do a part 2 to this. Yeah. So this episode will be about good times at raves, and then the next episode will be about like the not so
good times.
The not so good times. So
and y'all
then
could probably learn a few things from our not so good times.
well, I mean, okay, so then after Nocturnal, we went to Countdown. And Countdown, it monsoon, dude. Ugh. Like, it was, my socks are still wet, dog.
My overalls are still wet. Like, I don't.
Yeah, dude.
I genuinely don't think I've worn my overalls since Countdown that year.
It's probably like just, you know, when it dries and it's like cardboard.
It's stiff and you're just like.
That's probably that. So yeah, dude, it monsooned, and then like we had a situation with our rooming that was a little bit difficult to navigate. There was like an extra person, so then we had to like change rooms, and then the shuttles are a vibe, dude.
Oh,
the shuttles are a freaking vibe.
So like the difference between like a camping festival where you're like there all the time and like the shuttle situation where you got a hotel, the shuttles are their own little party bus like on the way to the party.
Yo, sometimes people don't even make it to the festy, dude. They get off the bus and they're like yakking and things, and like that's about the second R of responsibility and plur. Like, guys, get a hold of yourselves, okay?
Yeah, know your limits.
Yeah, for
know
sure.
Your limits.
Yeah, so Countdown was its own thing, and we'll like kind of pick it up a little. But the time that we split up, okay, like we were in a group, and then all of a sudden, you know, when you have a bigger group and people have different music interests, they tend to shift stages. Sometimes it's coordinated, sometimes it's not coordinated, sometimes people just dissipate, sometimes people go on side quests, sometimes Papi's a Houdini. Like, I'm like, where's Papi at? And he turns and he's gone. I'm like, okay. So yeah, and then we split up and we saw both of our favorite DJs that festival. We saw both of our favorite DJs, but we weren't even together.
Yeah. We'll go into my Jaws
we weren't even together, dude.
In another moment, but it was still good. Like I was still happy that I got to see Jaws. Like that, just if Jaws is there, I will be there. You know, that's what you need to know.
Right? Yeah. And then I was dancing to Jaws, and I was like, "Where's my dog at, dude?" I'm dancing like a. And then so my favorite, I mean, along with everybody else's favorite daddy is Matroda. Oh, dude. Something about those Europeans, man. Like, oh my God. Ugh. I just get the chills even thinking about it.
Your butthole again?
That and then some. So, like, that's my baby. Like, I feel like, because Nocturnal, okay, so that's where it was. So Amberlynn told me that it was Sid, but when we came back to Sunken Garden, it was Matroda.
Yeah.
And so then I thought Sid and Matroda were like
the same person.
I thought, and then I was like, wait, what? And then I quickly realized. Shout out to the both of y'all. And then Matroda was at the afters, and then I was like, whoa, I can't get away from this, baby. Like, what is this shit? You know, getting all faded. So, okay, fast forward to that. I saw Matroda, and then it was my rocket ship moment is right here. So let me just dig deep in my psyche to think about it. So it was Matroda, and then it was Valentino Khan. And then it was Green Velvet, and then it was Chami. So those four back to back. But then after Chami, then we went to the Floss and Valentino Khan back to back. So it was like, ooh, house fun, bass house, tech house, blah, 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 so sexy. And then we get to Floss and Valentino Khan. I was like, okay, what a switch up, and it's so fun, you know. So it just like tied in all together. And then Countdown, I feel like. In your situation with Jaws, seeing Jaws, and I didn't realize that they're, you know, because it's New Year's Eve, so like I didn't understand what like Rave Bay was.
Yeah.
Like I didn't understand what that was, because I was just like So you're only based at the rave? Like you're not
Yeah,
based outside the
essentially.
rave?
Yeah, because sometimes you just need a little bit of something to just keep you company while you're there. Your
Yeah.
homies can do a lot. Your homies are your homies, but like sometimes you just need a little extra zhuzh.
Right. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like my New Year's kiss that year was two of my dogs.
Yeah.
Fucking back to back. I was like, you can out both of y'all. And then I should have been like, nah, you too. I should have said that, but it was dope because I was like, these are my dogs, dude. I kiss you,
Shout
love
out
y'all.
American Pie.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, Papi was mine.
Yeah.
I love him. Okay, so anyways, let's fast forward. I just can't. Oh my god, my excitement for him. So yeah, like we'll just crunch in like the next two. So next after Countdown, I went to a lot of shows, went to a lot of festivals, but then we went to EDC. Now EDC, I remember Papi was like at Nocturnal. Okay, this is your first camping festival and festival ever. We are going to prep you for EDC.
Yeah, because EDC is like the holy mecca. It's just, you think one festival is a crazy time, try doing that 5 times in one day.
Yeah, I didn't understand. They were like, okay, these 3 festivals, if you put them together at one place, like that's half of EDC. And I'm like, what? Okay, like the thing is like, it's just, I'm going to hate to say this, but it's just like, if you don't know, you don't know.
Oh, no.
Okay, so like you're getting married, you're not gonna know until you get there. Like a parent, you're not gonna know until you get there. EDC, same shit, dog. Like if 100%. you don't know, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, but you really do have to prep. And then by this, I had like 40 shows underneath my belt, like 5 festivals. I'm like in 9 months. Okay, so
our group can hit it.
Man, we live in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world. So like there's a show every weekend, every other weekend, and like our group just loves that. How do you not love raving all the time? Hello. I wish I could do that all the time, but so then now coming into EDC, like I remember you weren't even there. Like you told me, you're like, hey, let's keep this a secret.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going to that EDC at all.
Yeah.
Until I got one of my coworkers actually was just like, hey, I'm not gonna go all weekend, so if you know anybody that wants my ticket for a day or two, just let me know. I said, well, if you're offering,
right? Yeah, and then so I kept it like a dead secret.
Yeah,
like everyone's like, I said, okay, yeah, guys, I'm gonna take a walk, and they go, where are you going? I'm gonna just take a walk. They were like, you can't be alone. I said, dude, it's during the day and I'm sober. I'm like, I can go. And so then I go to pick you up and I come back and everyone's like, oh my God. That was my proud moment. And I felt like that was like a solidification that like your word and my word can be, solidified in friendship.
Exactly.
Like I can keep a secret.
That's when I knew
it
was possible.
Right. So then, and then that year, dude, we had like 5 tents. It was the Cali fam and the Vegas fam. Like we were just all, dude, it was like, we were like stacked like a street.
Yeah.
And then at that point though, like with you and I, we like went hard right out the gate, dude. And from like 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., dude, I said 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., that's 5 hours. I'm not quite certain on where those 5 hours went. I don't know what we did. I'm not sure. I guess I was
where I went.
Yeah, I mean,
I took a nap for a hot minute.
That's right. Okay. Right. Okay. So we were exploring on our own because at the meetup spot, I mean, essential, y'all. Meetup spots are so essential because it's not only to see your friends again, it's to make sure that we know that you're safe.
Yes, yeah, because these festivals are a marathon.
Dude.
So you need to make sure that everybody's accounted for at least a few times throughout the night.
We're freaking Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts out here reading maps and things.
We are keeping everybody safe.
Yeah, so the meetup spots are not only to meet with your friends again, it's to make sure that you're safe. And obviously, if you miss the meetup stop, like that's one essential rule. If you're getting into raving, if you're new, if you're a veteran or whatever, like you do not miss the meetup spot.
No, not at all.
The meetup time.
Well,
you don't. Well, I mean,
we'll get into that. Yeah.
Right. But. Anyways, fast forward to meetup time. So that in that case, so our meetup time was you had to take a nap at the bamboo hut. And I was sitting there and I was like dancing and everyone's like, oh my God, like you. I'm like, yeah, my friend's sleeping. I'm still dancing.
Yeah, because I had to work that day.
Yeah, right.
I came straight after work.
Yeah. So then our friend said, okay, Cheyenne, this is your first EDC, okay? This is your first fireworks experience. And who is it to? None other than my baby daddy. and his friends. Dude, it was Matroda and friends.
Yeah.
It was at my first. That was so fucking magical, dude. I'm gonna cry thinking about it because it was like, okay, cool. They're like, Cheyenne, this is your first EDC, and obviously, you know, they like, I don't want to say like tailored to me, but they were like, okay, we're gonna like, you know, kind of, if we have to put some things aside for your experience, we're gonna do that. So, the one thing that we did agree on was Matroda and friends at the fireworks. Yo, I was like, okay, Danny, I was like, you need to wake up, baby. Like, it's time to go. It's time to go. And then you get up and you remember what you did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I just remember because, like, you were telling me, like, oh, do you hear Grizz? You know, Grizz
Yeah.
is going
Oh,
in. And I was like,
going in.
I'm sitting here just like, and then I wake up, I rise, and I'm like,
Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, dude, it was so funny.
And then we just got up and just
Well, we
went
were
for
literally
it.
like,
Yeah.
okay, let's take some vitamins. Let's
Yeah.
get like our bodies back in order. And then after we take these vitamins, let's go. We got B12. Let's get it. So then like I remember our friend, they had a flag. So they were like, okay, we're going to Stereo Bloom. The flag, you'll see it. Just find the flag. Okay, cool. And mind you, I have crazily, I mean, I'm all about energy. So like my mommy eye
Mommy
though,
eye is
yo.
I have to come up with a word for mine because I don't even know what mine is. The fact that I can hardly see anything most of the time, but like when we're out at a festival,
Yo.
I don't know what it is. I can remember like, oh, that hairline looks familiar. Oh, there you
Right.
are. Okay, I found them.
Dude, it's crazy. Like just understanding that like there's so much energy that's there, and to like really feel your friends. Like you can feel your friends and where they are.
Yeah.
You know, like you can like it's a crazy ass thing. And so with us, we got our friends and everyone's like, Cheyenne, like, this is your first festival, you know? Like, oh my God, are you so happy? And I'm like, I got so happy. And then, dude, the fireworks were insane. Like, I looked up and it's just like, you know? And then, yo, when the fireworks went off, I will never forget this. I had like the biggest smile on my face and all our friends were there and it was so cool because I'm like, guys, I'm here with my friends. Matroda's here with his friends. Like, this is so cool, you know? So then after the fireworks went off, it was boom, 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 boom. Dude, it went straight into bum, 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 bum. And I was like, I literally lost my shit because
Sensory overload.
dude, my head literally exploded. Like that is the number one. Like it don't even got any words. One line, okay. Bum 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 bum. Don't. Girl, you know I love the way you done. Boom 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 boom. Like you know that. I mean, everybody says that, dude. And it just wants. Dude, it's so like dirty and like it makes you want to shake your ass. Like you're just out there like, dude. If I'm not sweating, I'm sweating even just thinking about it. My back is getting.
I can feel the baseline.
Oh, dude, my back is getting wet to the chair. That's how I'm getting wet. Like, for real. Anywho, so like let me get out of here before I start going somewhere else. So that was super fun. And then like we're there only one day. And so then now the next year it was EDC, our second year together, and this time we were full on like start to finish.
Be there for the full experience.
Yeah, and
not just
then
a day.
right, and then it was completely different from last year. And like day zero, yo, we got lit, and like because EDC day zero is only to campers, like the pre-party is so fun because it's only campers.
Yeah, you're at an exclusive party.
Right. Yeah. Ooh, exclusivity. If you know, you know. And so then like if
how you gonna hate from the outside of the club?
Right.
You can't even get in.
Okay, anywho, so day zero, I mean, Tony always dies, dude. Brady always dies. But like if you don't die at a festival one day.
Oh yeah, you have to choose a day.
You have
to choose a day.
No. Okay, we say die, like not literally.
Yeah. But like at festivals, you know, it is a marathon, you know, so you have to choose at least one day where you're like, all right, we're going for a PR today. We're going to see how far we can go.
Yeah.
What can I do today?
What can I do without ending up in med tent, y'all? Okay.
Yeah, within your limits.
Yeah, within your limits.
This is where you have to find your limit.
Okay, yeah, because we were definitely stressing safety. We're definitely stressing safety and responsibility because, like, you know, we can't be telling people to act a fool.
And you have to communicate with your friends when it's going to be your burnout day, because if your friends, like, let's say there's 6 out of the 10 of your group are all deciding to have a burnout day on the same day, those 4 people need to be locked in to make sure they're like, all right, well, let me make sure all of you
and
guys
it was, dude, it was the group of us. Like, I
Yeah.
remember being at freaking the pre-party, and I was, so what's his name? Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a, so that was, yeah. So that was the weekend that we met Trevor and Jesse. Like,
Yeah.
you've heard about Trevor, and like Jesse's never met anybody, and like I was just like, yo, let's full send, and he was like, want to be neighbors? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So then we are neighbors, and like that was our first time like getting to know each other, like, kind of trying out some new ways of raving, some new vitamins, new supplements, like things like that. It was
Pre-workout.
super fun. Yeah, pre-workout, absolutely. And so then I remember being at the pre-party, and I'm like, whoa, I just met you like 8 hours ago, but we're going to be friends for life.
Oh yeah, sometimes Like
Yeah.
sometimes you just have those instant connection moments where you're like, you're my dog.
Right. For real. Like gremlin mode activated. Like if the thing is if we're in gremlin mode and we're aligned in gremlin mode, we're friends. Like, we're F.I.R.Ls, dog. We're
Yeah.
F.I.R.Ls. Like we are totally in sync and tight, and like
That's my twin.
Right. And the thing is, I think it's so cool is like when you are in gremlin mode and you are aligned, that means that you're still like completely capable and aware of, yes, this is where we are, and like now we can take gremlin mode even higher because we're already good on this gremlin mode. Now let's just take it up 2 or 3 notches. Then when we get there, that PR just keeps going and going and going. Now,
Hey, every time you're breaking your record.
right. And then, so this year we were like living pretty lavish. We had like a little family room, like in our little quad. Like we had a kitchen. We had a thing. It was very nice.
Cute. We made
Yeah.
like a like that little living room area where we could just like sit down.
Yeah, it was so nice. And then, so it's, man, camp. If you don't have things at camp, you obviously have neighbors that you can like barter with and trade and things like that.
yeah.
And then, so when we met Jesse and Trevor, I remember we were like, okay, this is cool, but we probably should hang out inside the festy. And then we missed the meetup spot. Well, I literally said don't miss the meetup spot. First of all, I take that back. We didn't necessarily miss the meetup spot. We were in a different place because they said the bathrooms by blank. And then obviously the stage has 2 sides, and we were on the other side, but we were listening to the Dom Dollar. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
we obviously didn't want to move.
Yeah, like Daddy Dom is, what people say. That mustache gets me.
Every time.
And he just has like that beautiful smile behind it, and like you can feel his personality, So, okay. Skirt. Okay, let's get a hang of it, because I know that we're like getting to the end of our episode.
Yeah.
And so, okay, really
We're
quick.
trying to mash this all in there.
Yeah, really quick in my note that I was looking at, I was laughing because EDC this year, Tony ended up having an eye patch, and like, dude, shout out to Tony because like we
rocking with us all weekend.
Yeah, and we mended like our friendship. We kind of like had like a little olive branch and like a white flag being like, hey, you know what? This last year was super tough, but like this is EDC year 2 together is the time that we can like just make amends and like not recreate, but I guess like replace the tough emotions with like new and fun experiences. Because I feel like that's the way that you can heal is you heal relationships through relationships, you heal experiences through experiences. So it was nice to be able to do that. And like, his eye patch, I mean, I was literally on the phone with him like, dog, you got all your stuff at camp, homie. You can't leave. You need to come back here to pack your shit. So like, come to the festy, bro. Bring an eye patch, dog. I'll patch you up.
Bring
and like,
the eye patch, bring the sunglasses. We got you covered.
Literally, like Papi and I, we at one time, I was like, Papi, why are you doing it so aggressive? He's 1 person. Like,
putting the eye patch on, by the way. Let's talk about that. It's putting the eye patch on. He's a little heavy-handed. It's okay.
I'm like, Papi, why are you doing it like that, babe? Like, he's hurting. Like, I'm crying thinking about it. Like, I was like, hey, Papi, it's upside down, dog. My eyes are fucking watering. And then Tony was like leading our group.
Dude, that's something that we never thought we would see. Tony leading us.
I have to get a hold of myself here. Okay, so Tony was leading our group and he had an eye patch. Like,
it was a true One Piece walking in front of us. Yeah.
I'm crying, dude. I can't even. Okay. Anyways, okay, we're gonna wrap it up with our like one of our last sets was Excision, and like okay, day 3 was like day 3 was heavily bass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
That's the
day
way
one
I
and yeah,
like it.
day 1 and day 2 was house music and like tech house and like, you know, we were listening to trance and all those things. Dub said this and that. But day 3 was heavily bass music. And so I was like, okay, you know what? Danny, you know, sacrifices his days for me so that I could have fun and do whatever I want in house. But now day 3, okay, let's just do straight bass. So at Excision. You can talk about it real quick before we wrap up.
Yeah, so we're moving through the crowd at Excision. You know, we finally make it to a good spot. You know, we got our spot. We're hunkering down, you know, because we moved in. Martin Garrix was before Excision.
Yeah, and Martin Garrix was going off, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He was throwing down.
That closing portion of his set was great.
Yeah. Perfect.
So we're moving through the crowd. We find a spot to hunker down, and Excision's just going in. It's just banger banger after banger after banger. And then, you know, there comes a moment, you know, we had to take a little quick potassium break. And so after we get ours in, it just, the drop was just so instant after. I just start going, look at me, just like, see, look at that, I did it. Like, I'm going in, and next thing you know, I stop in the crowd, and I'm like, where we were having a moment. Where's the trash can?
Yeah, I literally looked at you.
I'm thinking to myself because I can't even verbalize anything.
No,
to you guys.
dude, you were nonverbal.
Because I felt like if I spoke in that moment, everything was just rushing out. Sometimes you headbang a little too hard.
Right.
It's a little too quick of a motion.
Yo, the potassium kick your ass, dude.
Oh, yeah. So I stop and I'm just like in clear distress. Like I immediately start sweating.
Yo, you were shiny. I looked
Yeah.
at you and I was like, oh my God. I freaking clacked my fan so fast and I gave it to my friend and I was like, dude,
Batman? Batman was with us too.
I was like, Batman, I need you to fan him. And he was fanning you. And I had my passion. I was like, oh my God. Okay, Danny, you know what? It's okay. You're fine. You're safe.
Yeah.
Like here you are. And then
I'm just
you
trying
didn't
to hold it together.
Bro, you didn't
I'm
even
like,
speak a word. Yeah, you literally didn't speak anything. And I said this, if you need to puke, dog, right here, like you have to, if you have to, you have to.
It was not an option.
Oh yeah, and then I was literally like, you're okay, you're safe, Batman, I need you to freaking watch him, dude.
Yeah.
And it was like a 2-person mission, and it was crazy because I was just like, oh my God, like this is like a fight or flight moment right now, you know? Because if you need to puke, I'm like, dog, I need to let people know, like it's projectile vomit here. The Exorcist is about to come up. So okay, so with that being said, we'll wrap up the episode here, because then in the next episode we can talk about like when and if it does happen that you get sick or you headbang or like, you ate too many chicken tendies and like, your stomach's like, honey, baby, what are we going to do? The porta potty is like half a block away, half a mile away. What are you going to do? You know?
Sometimes you're put in some pretty crazy situations where you're just like, okay, God, I got to piece it together right now.
Right. You have to you have to dig deep to like find that place in you that you're like, okay, let's be responsible right the fuck now. You know, like let's be responsible. I think I used all my things. Dude, I used all my things. So, all right. So yeah, anyway, so we'll wrap it there. We it took a little bit of time as far as our stories, but overall, the consensus of Raving, our experiences together, I mean, time flies when you're having fun.
Oh boy, does it.
Yeah. And then I feel like they just don't, like I feel like when you're there, it feels like you've been there for dude. EDC, I feel like we were there for like a month, dude. Like, even if it's just a weekend.
My first EDC, so like I said, my first EDC was 2018.
Yeah.
And like with me being new at that time, I was like, oh my God, who does this all the time?
Right. Yeah. I was just kind of like, well, I'm too old for this. Just kidding. I'm not. My spirit is as young as I make it feel. Okay. So yeah. So we at least talked about our good times in Raving and the funny experiences that we've had and our situation. I feel like we kind of elaborated more. In our next episode, we'll talk about the times where it's fight or flight again, and when
the not so fun times.
The not so fun times of like, whoa, our friend is missing.
Yeah.
Shoot, where do we go? Like the first place we go to, first place made up spot. So we'll go into that and talk. I guess just reiterate that for us, raving is more than just raving. It's more about the music. It's more than everything it embodies. It's just like you feel so free. And I feel like in the States, at least, like I feel like we have so much pressure on ourselves that we don't allow ourselves to be free. So yes, we go to these things to kind of like realign. But like I learned to bridge my festy life and my 9 to 5 life, let's say.
Yeah.
And then like being able to bridge it and being able to really like sit with it regardless of the judgment that you get, regardless of like, you know, the aunties that be like, so what have you been doing with your life?
Right. Like we know where you're going.
Yeah, we know what you're doing. And I'm like, well, you know what? I bet you I'm happier. You know? Yeah, so then we'll go into that. So yo, when you're raving, if it's your first time, if you've been raving, you know that you need essentials, you need hydration. Oh, an essential too is a hydration pack, y'all. That just changed the game for me because I was like, yo, I can run off and do whatever I want. And I'm good because I got water, baby.
1,000%. And like, obviously, not everybody likes to carry those. So, you know, if you want to have like a couple people in the group that want to carry one, that is totally fine.
Papi always got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Papi, we're going to mention him a lot in the next episode because
we'll have to have him on at some point.
Oh yeah, Papi, we love you. And he's Papi day one. And every time it's like, Papi, you take her. Papi, you take her. We're going here with Papi, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, dude, Papi has held my hair back, dude. Papi has helped me go to the bathroom, dog. Like, Papi has like rubbed my back and like catered to me and like, I love you, Papi. We're gonna talk about you next episode. Anyway, so yeah, right? Love you. So we'll wrap it up here, and you know, I hate doing the follow us on social media, but you guys know what to like and subscribe and all that. You already know. I just hate
because it helps.
Yeah, I just hate saying that. You know, it's just so like whatever. Yeah. But y'all just follow us on our journey. We are going to be launching pretty soon, and like you know, we'll have an Instagram, YouTube, and all of that, so we can connect and do that way. You can share our stories with us and. Share our stories with us. Dude, share your stories with us. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then what else do we need to say to? Oh, don't forget Plur, y'all.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Peace, love, unity, and respect. Yes. And we'll get into that again in the next episode too.
Yeah, we'll touch on like being a community.
Yeah. Oh, dude, look at my first candy. One of the first, it says Plur. And it's cute because, everyone, all the other ones are like one bracelet. But, yo, look at this, dude. It's like got little charms and things and whatever. I thought it was
showing you how to be together.
So freaking cute. Okay, yeah. Let's say goodbye to our friends. And then we'll tune in next time. We just got carried away this episode. Yeah.
We got into some good fun things.
Yeah. Rave essentials, rave Plur. Things about raves, having a fun time. Okay, check.
Until next time.
Yes, thanks for tapping in, tuning in, turning on.
Yup.
Hey.
Ooh.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
Turn up.
Yeah. Hey, all right. Ready to say bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. See you next time.